Hello, families, and welcome back to our Eduversity series where we help expand your perspective with books about diversity and cultural differences. My name is Theodora Wynn, and today I will be reading the book Where Thuong Keeps Her Love by Thu Bu. This book has helped me open my heart and mind because it has shown me how everyone can show love in many different ways. My hope is that you will find your own personal message in this book. Where Thuong Keeps Love, written by Thu Bu, illustrated by Bao Lu. Thuong had something very special, and she's been looking for the perfect place to keep it safe. I'll ask my friends at school, Thuong thought to herself. She swung her backpack over one shoulder, threaded both arms through the straps, and stepped out the front door. Walking across the blacktop, Thuong spotted her friend Nia, headed in the same direction towards her classroom. Skipping up to him, Thuong asked, Nia, where do you keep love for your parents? Nia closed his eyes and thought for a moment. He answered, I keep it in my head. In your head? Repeated Thuong with curiosity. Nia nodded confidently. Uh-huh. When I try my best, even when things are hard, I learn new things, and that makes my parents happy. Mine too, Thuong said. Sitting on the swing next to Lily, her friend Lily, at recess, Thuong called out, Lily, where do you keep love for your parents? Lily started swinging higher, pumping her legs back and forth. I keep it in my voice, she yelled back. In your voice? Repeated Thuong as loudly as she could. Mm-hmm. Whenever say, I love you, Daddy, I know my daddy is happy. Mine too, Thuong shouted with delight. When Thuong and Lily arrived at the lunch table, Carlos was using the end of his burrito to count the golden mini samosas Nia had in his container. Usually, Thuong would bring last night's delicious leftovers like fried rice, stir-fried noodles, or sweet rice and chicken, but not today. Today, the cafeteria served corn dogs and chocolate milk. Thuong loved corn dogs, especially with ketchup. Thuong took a bite and swallowed. She then asked Carlos, where do you keep love for your parents? Carlos wiped his mouth with the back of his hand and said, I keep it in my tummy. In your tummy, repeated Thuong with a chuckle, and an image of Carlos and his family swimming in a pool of chocolate milk popped into her head. Carlos rubbed his tummy and explained, when I eat all the veggies on my dinner plate without complaining, my mom is happy. Mine too, said Thuong, but I eat my dinner in a bowl, she added. The last bell rang. School was over. Walking out of the classroom beside Janisa, Thuong asked Janisa, where do you keep love for your parents? Janisa looked quietly at the ground for a moment and then answered, I keep it in my heart. In your heart, repeated Thuong softly. Janisa claps both hands over her heart. Yes, every time we do fun things together, my heart is so happy. Me too, said Thuong, remembering the fun her family had walking around the neighborhood just the night before. Stepping through the front gates of the school, Thuong spotted Ba waving at her. She broke into a wide grin and skipped towards him. This was her favorite time of day, when she and her dad walked home together, hand in hand. As usual, Thuong began telling Ba about her day. Thuong noticed how her dad slightly leaned his ear towards her, listening to every word. Oh, I see. Ba keeps his love for me in his ears, she thought to herself. Their walk home seemed seemingly short today. She had only just begun describing the yellow dandelions they picked at recess when Ba pulled the latch to open the door to their backyard. Hi, Thuong, greeted Mea, waving her hand. Did anything new happen at school, Gong? Asked Ong as he gestured her over. Hi, Ong Mea, Thuong replied. She hopped over to the vegetable garden and gave her parents each a hug as she retold the dandelion story. Ong swooped down and gathered a bunch of freshly pulled carrots with bits of dirt still hanging from their root hairs, while Mea filled the holes that were left behind. Mea is cooking your favorite tonight, chicken and vegetable stew. These carrots will make it even sweeter and tastier, Mea said. Thuong felt her heart leap with joy. Ong Mea keeps their love for me in the palms of their hands every time they tend our vegetable garden, she thought. Around dinner time, a delicious smell wafted into the living room. Thuong followed her nose to the kitchen, where she found her mom stirring a pot of stew. Mia gently lifted her face above the pot and drew in a deep, slow breath. I think this needs a little bit more salt, and then it'll be perfect. Exactly how you like it, Thuong, Mia said with a smile. Thuong smelled her mom's love rise with each tendril of steam. She smiled back, her heart full of happiness. Mia keeps her love for me in her nose when she cooks our dinner each night, she thought. Thuong thought about where her friends kept their love for their families and where her family keeps love for her. A smile spread across her face. Before Thuong went to bed, she walked up to her parents and expressed her love the best way she knew how. There were games she used to play with her parents when she was learning to speak her first words. Thuong reached up, tapped her head, then bent down and tapped her toes, saying, Ba mẹ, con thương ba mẹ, tới chân đầu, tới xuống móng chân. Daddy, Mommy, I love you, and I keep my love for you on the top of my head all the way down to the tips of my toes. Thuong's parents smiled, holding her tightly together. They said, Ba mẹ, con thương con. Tới chân đầu, xuống móng chân. We also love you, honey, and we keep our love for you on the top of our heads all the way down to the tips of our toes. That night, Thuong went to bed very happy. She had found the perfect place to keep her very special safe and sound, always and forever. Expressions of love. This book was inspired by my perception of the unique differences in the notion of love between American and Vietnamese cultures. When my daughter was born, I enjoyed reading her, but try as I did, I wasn't able to find a book that expressed exactly how I feel about love. In American culture, love is often conveyed as an emotion, an affection that is mainly left. This means people would express and confirm their love by telling one another, I love you, accompanied by a physical demonstration such as a hug or kiss. In contrast, love in Vietnamese culture seems more tangible, more physical. Perhaps this is why Vietnamese parents rarely verbalize their love for their children. Instead, it's woven into every hand-sewn pillowcase and served with every steaming bowl of rice. And this may be why Vietnamese children often are just as nonverbal about their love for their parents. Love is expressed in many ways. And for many Vietnamese, love is often unspoken acts that brings happiness to others.